Hey Jenny,
Hi.
welcome.
Thanks.
My name's Tim. I'll be working with you today. And my hope for some of our time together today is that we'll talk about inevitably what's brought you in here to meet with me, but I spend most of my time sitting in this chair talking to clients about what's going wrong in their lives. And I'd love to get to know you just outside of that context a little bit first. Would that be okay?
Sure, yeah.
Cool. So I'd love to get to know a little bit about you, like who is important to you and what's important to you, Jenny.
Um, I have really cool roommates who I've lived with for since high school, actually. So they're like my sisters.
That's really cool.
Sometimes I actually feel more like my sisters than my real sisters.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so I have two cool roommates. Their names are Melissa and Shelly, and one of them works. It's a little bit hard because I'm actually in school right now, so I'm in nursing school. I'm studying to become an RN, and
What's important to you about that?
right now it's just important. I'm trying to pass my classes.
Uh-huh.
I'm really in the weeds with the academic stuff with it right now. So,
And pause there for a moment.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why you got into nursing. Like, what is it about nursing that draws you to that as a career?
I really want to help people. That's the sort of initial. I have a cousin who does it, and she seems to really love her job. So I kind of started talking to her about it, and then I met with a counselor at my school and started taking the prereqs for it and applied and got into the program. So I think as far as
So there's a bit of a trajectory there, like from high school
Yeah.
and planning. Okay, cool.
well, I definitely didn't know that I wanted to do it when I first got to school, or when I ended high school. I kind of had no idea what was up. But my cousin, it's something that's always kind of interested me. I loved playing Operation when I was a little kid, although I don't think I'll be doing that. But that I've always sort of been fascinated by like the TV shows, which is not really what it's like, but the thing about helping people. So that's kind of how I got into it with that. And then now that I'm in it, I'm looking forward to actually getting to have FaceTime as opposed to studying anatomy and physiology.
Gotcha. Like doing the actual work of nursing.
Yeah, like
Cool.
getting in the room with people and sometimes what they're complaining about isn't what's really going on, which is probably not unlike what you do.
Totally.
So I'm looking forward to that part of it. But right now I'm like memorizing, presenting symptoms and looking at processes and the physiology of the body. So it's a little bit
Yeah. The
Crazy.
sort of studying labor of getting into nursing.
And I know I'm just trying to focus on the bigger picture, which is what the day-to-day is not going to be at the library.
Cool. Yeah.
So,
And who else is important in your world? You mentioned your roommates.
yeah, my roommates are pretty great. My family, they're important to me. They're kind of stressful for me sometimes. My parents are divorced, so and they divorced when I was pretty young. So my dad remarried this woman that I'm not a big fan of, and they have two kids, and their kids are pretty great, but I don't look forward to the holidays. It's a lot, and I tend to sort of leave being like, was that fun?
Gotcha. You still expose yourself to family. Like it sounds
totally.
It sounds like your family's important to you.
It is, and I spend, it gets a little tricky because my mom she's all about like fairness. So it's like if I spend 3 days at my dad's for Christmas, then I need to spend 3 days at my mom's. It's a little bit.
Gotcha. There's a balancing act.
It feels like a schedule a bit
Oh,
when we like roll
schedule.
into Thanksgiving, where it's like I have to see these people and these people, and then
Gotcha.
it is a balance.
So, I'm dying to know, what's brought you in here to meet someone like me today?
Okay, so I'm seeing this guy. His name's Mark, and he's a little bit different than the other people that I've seen before. I don't know, I feel like before I was sort of really in casual stuff, seeing people where it was kind of like, yeah, it's fun, and we'll see where it goes. And I think is I'm interested in him and he's interested in me in a way that's kind of exciting and different.
So when you said Mark's different, what you mean is that it sounds like you're pretty serious about Mark.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd say that in front of him though.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's like we're still in that phase where we're kind of figuring it out.
Sure.
So, yeah, I'm excited about him, and I imagine that he probably feels the same way. And I think there's a lot of random stuff going on, like with my family and school, and it's a balancing act, and I just really don't want to fuck it up.
Gotcha. What does that feel like when it's out of balance?
More stressful. I think when I feel like I got it, are there days when I get up and I'm like, I eat breakfast on time and I get to class and I find a parking spot and like the right spot and it's so good and I'm there and everything is great, and then I get out of class and I have a text from him and it's all, and then there are other days where it's like I just wake up and I feel like shit, I'm running late, I don't feel like I look my best and I'm not acting like my best and I'm off my game.
Okay.
So.
I gotcha. So give me kind of like a little bit of an insight into your world. So there's this person who's really important to you, Mark. Mm-hmm. And although you would say that relationship matters to you, you're sort of saying like, I wouldn't say that in front of him.
Yeah, well, it's still like new.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's that period where you withhold a little bit, right? You don't want to, I don't want to be like, you're awesome, this is amazing, because I feel like he's probably going to be like, that's
you're going to
coming
scare
on
him
strong.
off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're worried about. Okay, gotcha. So we've got this relationship with Mark, and then we also have this balancing act that you're trying to do between family, schoolwork. Okay, and you mentioned stress is kind of getting in the way of that.
I mean, yeah, yes.
Okay, okay. So what are we really talking about here? Like when stress is at its worst in your life, like what does that look like? Like, this might sound a bit creepy, but if I was watching you or I could see you, what would I actually see happening when stress comes alive and starts ruling your world?
I think I usually just get to a spot where I don't feel like my mind is racing, mm-hmm. and I feel tense, and I usually just need to chill out. I just need to have a drink with my girlfriends, or I just need to have a glass of wine and watch TV. But sometimes there's just not time for that.
Okay. And when there's not time for that, what would I see you do?
Probably have a glass of wine while I do my homework.
Okay. And does that get in the way of you doing your homework? Like, is it problematic? Is what I'm really trying to ask you.
Sometimes it is. It's problematic, I think, when I have to like rally the next day. Mm-hmm. I never feel like I don't get my homework done because I'm checking out, but there are days where it's like I don't want to get out of bed because I've been up later than I should have been, or I had one too many, and I'm dragging my feet.
Okay. I don't mean to infer, but when you said had one too many, what are we talking about here?
Like, I don't know. I think I'm kind of a lightweight, but if I've had it wouldn't be weird for me to have a bottle of wine, and then not hop out of bed the next day.
Okay, I gotcha. So have a bottle of wine, not hop out of bed the next day.
Yeah.
Meaning not getting, to class, not getting that parking spot, not having breakfast.
Yeah. So I was gonna say the days that I'm like feeling rough and running late are usually like if I've been out the night before, or they leave those episodes with such good cliffhangers sometimes, and I'm like, I'll just watch one more, and then like, well, if I'm gonna watch one more, I'll make some popcorn, or like my roommates are pretty cool too, so we'll all like have a couple drinks and hang out, and then.
And is this getting in the way of what's important to you with school, with your relationships, with your studying?
There've been a couple days this semester where I was late to class, and there was one day that I just didn't go, that I just couldn't. I didn't feel up to it. Most of the time, I would say no.
Okay. Is that what's at the heart of what's brought you in here today to talk to me?
Maybe.
Let me push my luck with you. Because I get this sense that, like, there's something here in the room, you know, we're maybe being really polite with one another. You're sort of like, kind of holding your cards close to the chest still, a little, yeah. What's going on there?
I don't know. I don't know. I think when I feel like I'm like really lost, and it is that's how I relieve my stress, like just having a drink with my friends or just unwinding. Sure. So I don't really. I mean, I don't know. I guess it does get in the way.
Okay. Okay. So that might be one of the first things that we do. I mean, we don't have a lot of time together, but maybe that's what I can set you up with right off the hop, is a way of keeping track of your experiences so that you can tell when having some drinks and like making some popcorn and chilling with friends is about moving towards the type of life that's important to you. And when you do it because you're trying to move away from stress and feeling overwhelmed and all these other painful thoughts and feelings that show up in your life. Like, you know, taste test. What does it feel like when you're in that moment, just hanging out with friends and having a drink and having some popcorn, watching Netflix, is about moving toward the type of life that you want to have, like socialization and having fun. What does that feel like?
I mean, it feels good. Like I when I'm in those situations, it's really fun. I think in my friend circle that I'm probably more often the one who overdoes it.
Okay.
But my friends all think it's funny.
So you're getting reinforced for that then?
Sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like a violent drinker or something.
Okay.
But I think that's when there's like weeknight partying and then weekend partying.
Gotcha.
I try to make a distinction.
Okay.
I'm not always successful.
So come back to that distinction.
Yeah.
You find yourself drinking, making popcorn, watching Netflix as a way to like move away from things that you don't want to feel.
Doesn't everybody do that?
Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of an escape, I guess.
Cool. So you were talking about this sort of like distinction, and that right there is just what I'm going to invite you to do. Like, notice times where your behavior is moving you towards what's important to you, and other times where your behavior is actually about you trying to escape things that you don't want to feel. Like, okay, check this out. How good are you at getting rid of your stress and feelings about school, like those anxious kind of feelings?
I think I'm pretty good at it. I don't know if my methods are the best, but I'm pretty good at
methods like?
Methods like having some drinks.
Having some drinks, okay. Give me another one.
Having some drinks.
Having some drinks.
Hold on.
I'm noticing a pattern here, Julie.
I think, I don't know. It's interesting because I think about like, we play games sometimes. I like that.
Sure.
I think watching TV. I tried to get into working out.
Okay.
I know that's
Is that important to you?
You know, I want to be a nurse, so I feel like I'm supposed to be like really healthy, but I could probably do better. I don't know. Every time I try to get into it, it just...
So, hear me out here. This is not like the first stop on your journey to wellness. Like, you've tried some other things to get rid of stress, right?
Yeah.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Drinking round 2, right? Okay. Popcorn, Netflix, hang out with friends.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I went for a jog once.
Went for a jog once?
Twice, maybe.
Sure.
I brought the shoes.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you got the running shoes.
They're a little dusty.
And in your relationship with Mark, what are some of the things that you do to try and like get rid of thoughts and feelings you don't want to have there?
I think that he just like asked me really interesting questions, and so I think in our conversations I'm just not focused on those things.
Okay. I was even noticing earlier when we were talking about Mark, and you made this really interesting comment where you were like, yeah, I'm not going to tell him how I feel about him because, I don't want to scare him away, right?
Well,
I get it. It's a social convention. I totally get it. I guess the point that I'm really trying to make is you have a bunch of tools, a bunch of things that you do that help you move away from things that you don't want to feel. And here's the kind of secret of our work. My hope is to help you struggle less with those things that you don't want to feel. And our work would be about helping you engage with what's important to you so that you spend less time struggling with that stuff. It's almost like really about empowering you to move toward the life that you want to have. So you're not stuck in this cycle of drinking, having another round of drinks, not really telling Mark how you feel about him. And I don't know, maybe the type of partner that you want to be to Mark, kind of plays it cool and plays it coy, like that's okay. But it sounds like some of these things are under the control of, this organ between your ears and behind your eyes that's telling you some nasty stuff.
Yeah.
Ish? Mm-hmm. Don't let me put words in your mouth. What do you think?
Well, I agree with that. I think I would love to have a candid conversation with him about it, but I don't know.
Wait, pause right there. What comes up right in that moment when you say, I would love to have a candid conversation with him? What thought and feeling shows up inside of you?
Well, I think I just don't really want to scare him away.
Yeah, I don't want to scare him away. Okay, so when I don't want to scare him away shows up, what do you do next? Like if I was there, I could see the two of you interacting. What would I see you do next?
Try to say something funny. Or divert.
No, that's what you've done here in our session together, right?
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah, probably like that.
Probably just like that. Is it okay that I said that?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw that look in your eyes. I feel like maybe I cut a little too close to the...
No, that was just very real. That's I appreciate you calling me on my bullshit. I don't think people do that very often.
Cool.
I'm surprised.
So could this be the type of relationship where we break some of those social conventions and we get to call each other on our bullshit and get to really bring our whole selves to this room?
Sure, yeah.
All right. So Jenny, just to recap, if you don't mind, we've broken a social convention here. Like what we're talking about is that our work together isn't going to be about me having the answers and telling you how to get rid of those thoughts and feelings that you don't want to have. We're talking about showing up to that painful stuff. What do you think about that?
I don't really want to do it, but I do, obviously, because I'm here.
I appreciate your courage in saying that.
Because
yeah.
I don't think it's going to be fun.
Totally. So here's my commitment to you. In that moment when you're with Mark, so I'm picturing you with this person that you actually care about, and there are things in your heart that you want to share with him, except your mind cracks the whip, and it tells you yeah, no, honey, yeah, you're not telling this guy that you care about him.
Yeah.
The partner that you want to be, in that moment, what would Jenny have done?
I mean, I would love to tell him the truth.
Okay, right there. What does that feel like? Just to say that, because I saw your face light up and smile and say.
I mean, it would be really cool. I just am afraid of what he'd say,
Yeah. And so that's what our work is about, right there. Is these thoughts of being afraid of what he's going to say. These fears are going to show up, and our work isn't about you not having fear. It's oh yeah, no, Tim, I'll have a great relationship with Mark as soon as I don't have fear anymore. That's when I'll be good. I won't crack wise and smile and make you laugh, Mark, right? Our agreement that we're making is how can we show up to those thoughts and feelings so that we struggle less with them, and that gives you the freedom to choose what you do next. Not so that this organ between your ears and behind your eyes comes up with something really scary that cracks the whip and makes you kind of go yeah, okay, I got to back away from this.
Yeah.
What do you think? You willing to do that with me?
Why not?
Cool. What do we appreciate about this session? Is there anything that stood out to you?
I was really surprised by you just cutting the bullshit. Yeah, it was really unexpected. I don't know that I've ever been called out like that. And
That was okay?
I almost appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
Can I-
welcome.
Can I share with you what I appreciated?
Yeah, sure.
I appreciated your courage to come in here and to talk to some beardo that you've never met before and share all your personal things with him. And that you had the courage to like step into that space when I called you on that, and that we could create that type of relationship together. Yeah. Like I'm really excited about how our work might impact you in your life.
Me too. I'm optimistic.
Thanks, Jenny. All right. I'll be
Thank
looking
you.
forward to seeing you at our next session.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Thanks.